Hello everybody, Terry Carl Joyidian here with Chapter 6 of Divine Guidance by Doreen Virtue. I'm pretty excited about what's coming up now. This chapter already is pretty interesting. We're getting into the work, is what it feels like, which, as I said, is exciting, but is also a little terrifying. If you watched my video from the last chapter, you heard me talk about how I was experiencing some major resistance, because I think there could be a breakthrough here. I'm already starting to notice some connections, some opening up. So I hope you experience some of the same. This chapter is about the four clairs. That's what it's called, the four clairs, discovering your divine communication style. And if you're not familiar with the four clairs, here they are. You have clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance. Since there are four, I'm able to remember them. Ha! So clairvoyance is what people normally think of when they think of psychics, because it's visual. They're seeing a vision. It could be an image, it could be a symbolic image, but it could be also a realistic image depending on the person or the message received. It could be kind of like a movie. Clairaudience is when you actually hear a voice. I've had some clairaudience. One particular example I was just sharing with my friend yesterday when we were swapping Akashic records. It was not a different sounding voice than my voice, just the message was completely out of the blue, which I mentioned in the previous video as being a good sign of divine guidance. So that's clairaudience. Clairsentience is commonly associated with intuition. It's that gut feeling. There's more, but it's mostly about feeling, sensing. We talked about in the last video about how something may feel really warm and good, or something may be tingly. That can be both a sign of different types of guidance. It also can be a sign of you're getting some feedback. Maybe your body even moves a little bit. And then you have claircognizance, where you just know. You don't know how you know, but you just know, and that's how you receive your guidance. And Doreen says we have all of these abilities, all of the clairs, but you'll find that some come out more strongly than others. They're already more open. And she suggests that you start with those to build confidence, to build up that communication, and the others will develop with time. And the rest of these chapters go into the clairs, what they are a little bit more, some stories, and then how to practice developing them further. So it's pretty exciting. In this chapter, she has some activities and quizzes to help you figure out which clairs are the strongest. And what was pretty interesting is when I did each one, so I'll share my experience, and I'm not gonna read through all the questions. I thought about it, it's gonna take forever. So check out this book if you want to take the quiz, or I'm sure there are some clair quizzes on the internet or in other books, whatever. But I found that I definitely have all four, and I was surprised by what came out weaker, but that's why she gave you different ways to look into it. I've always thought, or not always thought, but I feel my strongest clairs are claircognizance and clairsentience, because I do pay attention to how I feel. I am a very kinesthetic person, and when I'm looking for answers, when I'm doing Akashic readings, often I am looking for a knowing, just knowing. And I think I've taken a quiz similar like this before. But I am also a very visual person, and I have had some visual insights. Like I have had, I think, 2 instances of precognitive dreams, where you see something in your dream and then it happens later that day. And when I'm doing Akashic record readings, sometimes I am getting images. Usually they're symbolic. So definitely have those 3. The last one, clairaudience, I only have that one example that I know of clairaudience, so that makes sense that one was weaker, but they were all kind of close. My eyes are going wacko right now. I wonder what that means. Perception. Let's see. she does a tropical island scene and describes it and sees what stands out for you more. And in that activity, vision was the strongest, which is clairvoyance. She has you talk to your angels, be still, and ask for their names and see how it comes up. And that was claircognizant for me. And by the way, these are the names I got. Evelyn and Georgina. I'm not sure if it's George or Georgina. Which is funny because I love the name George. Love it, love it, love it. So I feel like there's definitely something there. And let's see. I think those are the main activities I wanted to share with you. Oh, you can also ask a question. Being still, taking some deep breaths, asking like, what changes would you guide me to take and to make in my life? What changes would you guide me to make in my life? And then being still and paying attention to how you receive the answer. Is it in a vision? Is it you hear something? You hear the message? Do you just know the answer? Do you feel something? So that's a pretty neat activity that you can do. And then I also wanted to mention breathing, which is really neat because I get this message a lot about how it's important for me to work on breathing, how breathing is important. So I do have some breathing exercises by Dr. Andrew Weil that I use and I mention in my meditation workshop that I do. And I often do it in the car preparing for the meditation workshop. And this is a reminder that I need to be doing it all the time. So I have an easy trigger. I'm in the car driving. I can do the breathing exercise. Obviously, just the ones that have the eyes open. But I can see how this could be really helpful. She says, breathing is your connection to source. And I've noticed that I naturally, when I'm meditating or when I'm doing Akashic record reading, I will sometimes take a deep breath and it's actually kind of weird, but I feel like I am naturally doing it for a reason. I don't know if that's to prepare me to receive or it's because I'm in the process of receiving something, but breath is very important. Look into it, and people are talking about it all over because people know that it's important. What else? 2 more things I want to mention before we close up today. 3 more things. Doreen mentions that it's important to make sure your questions are truly honest. We've talked about this in previous chapters, videos, about how if you're not being completely honest, you're being cloudy and you're probably going to get a cloudy answer. So source, God, goddess knows all. Just be straight. And don't try to force the answer. Let it go. Let God. Let go, let God. Right? So if you're having trouble getting an answer, it could be you're trying too hard. And the last thing I wanted to share was the little prayer that Doreen has at the end. I'll show you. Voila! I love her little charts and tables. This is a prayer to heal your fears. If you feel uncomfortable asking for divine guidance, you can ask for help by just sharing this prayer. So here it is. Dearest God, Source, Goddess, Angels, I am willing to release and be healed from all of my fears that keep me from receiving your guidance, help, and love. Please help me to heal from any blocks I have that prevent me from knowing your joy. Thank you and Amen. I hope you found something in here helpful to get you connected with your divine guidance, and I would love to hear about it if you would share it in the comments below. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Much love and many blessings. Bye now.